Hey, yo, it's that smack 'em in the face. Wayne6578 bringing you guys a really great, unstoppable Madden 21 scheme I've been running every year, and I improve it every year when it's closing the year out in Madden 21. The best time to make up schemes preparing for Madden 22 and the next consecutive Madden. But we are going over my pistol bunch tight end scheme. Okay, really great scheme. These plays that I'm going to go over, except for one, can be found in the Saints and the pistol playbook. The plays are Flood, strong power, halfback slip screen, none of those, cross drag, curl flat. I put out a one-play touchdown on that. I'm not going to go over it in this one, but I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. Spot option, verticals is the only play that is not in the pistol playbook. Okay. Curls, PA curls is a great play I run in the red zone. Halfback zone is a very OP run. And then, like I said, the halfback slip screen, strong power, and the flood. So all of these plays can be found in the pistol bunch tight end formation for the Saints and the pistol playbook. Verticals is the only play that is only in the Saints playbook, not in the pistol playbook. Now, for player setup, you want your fastest receiver when you're running spot option right here. When you're running any other play, especially verticals, you want your fastest receiver right in the middle. You want your best route running number one receiver, like a Michael Thomas, on the outside of the bunch. And then you want your second speediest receiver right here. You want a good, fast tight end. Tight end gets a lot of attention in this formation. So you want to utilize that, and of course have a great quarterback and a good running back. Let's get into the breakdown, guys. You are going to love this scheme. So this is the first play, cross drag, an oldie but goodie. I have three setups for you guys. We're going to go over the first one, but the first reads to the left. You're just reading X and then R1. This drag route gets open most of the time. I like to run this when I have short yards to go, 3rd and 2, 2 and 1 type things like that. And that X route is just always open. If that X route is covered, you can immediately look back to R1. Now R1 is on a route where sometimes he'll block and then he goes out into the comes out of the backfield and picks up yards. That's going to the left for the first setup. Now going to the right, your reads are going to be triangle, circle, square, and then R1. Now usually the user will grab onto that circle or that triangle route. So you usually just got to pick which one to go to. I went to circle that time. Right here, triangle route will be open. Now you also have, if it's a man type defense like right here, you have that square coming across the middle, and that gets open in most zones, but especially man type defenses. And lastly, you do have that R1 route coming out of the backfield. You can get it to him if all your other routes are covered. Just remember that those circle and triangle routes, the user's going to grab one of those, so you just need to pick which one to go to, and you can really destroy your opponent. Let's get into the next setup. Now for the next setup, I want you to motion this tight end out and then bring them back. You'll see how this will help later in the scheme where we have to motion that guy out. But you'll put him on a delay fade route. Okay, then you can block your running back. And we're just doing the same reads to the right. If everything is caught up, we can release this tight end and pick up some yards. And then you just do your regular reads, your triangle, circle, and square. Okay, we're not going to motion them out just to speed up time in this video. But that's how you would do that. So if everything is covered, we can hit triangle this time and just throw the ball out of bounds. Great throw, Drew Brees. And like I said, if everything else is covered, you can always release this. You can always release your tight end. So that's the second setup. The third setup, we're going to slant this square receiver, okay? And then we're going to streak our tight end, and we're going to motion this guy to the right, okay? And when you're going to the right, we're going to have that square receiver. Oh, that cornerback got knocked over. I'll take it. But you're going to have that square receiver wide open if it's any type of man defense or anything like that. The only other thing I do is I do put that R1 on a route to the out route to the right. So we're going to motion this guy over. This is how the setup looks. Motion this guy over, and your reads going to the left are going to be square and then R1. See how that square receiver just gets so open? And then same reads going to the right, except you just have triangle and circle. Going to the right, you're just going to have triangle and circle. And then you're going to the right here, you look for triangle to be open. If triangle is not, you look for circle. Circle's going to be open and triangle. So that's the reads, and that's the third setup for cross drag. So this is the next play, verticals, another great play. We have 3 setups for this one also. You're just going to streak that tight end in the first setup, and your reads are going to be square, triangle, and circle, and then R1. As you see right here, square did get open after you got past that zone. You can wait that out, but I like to make my reads progressive pretty quickly. Right here, square is just going to be wide open. And sometimes in certain zones, if they're playing flat zones or some type of cloud flats, sometimes that square receiver will get open past that. Like right here, he'll be open for an easy pickup. And then your next read is going to be triangle and then circle. I put out a video showing how to throw to that circle receiver. As long as you have time, that's always a one-play touchdown, as long as you have a good, fast route runner there. Okay? And as you see, he's going to get open in that backfield because that tight end brings those safeties over. So if you just have time right here, he's going to be open in the back of that end zone every time, guys, for an easy one-play touchdown. And then that next read after that square is that triangle. As long as you have a fast guy, you can get that open pretty much. And usually if you've been running this scheme a lot, I found that online that these guys, sometimes I just streak triangle and streak square. And right there, he's being covered. So we're going to hit this circle receiver and score this easy touchdown. But you just got to look out for that. Make that read, square, triangle, circle, R1 each time, guys. And you'll do great. Let's get into the setup for the next breakdown. Now for the next setup, we're going to motion this guy out and put him on a slant. Okay? Then we're going to motion him back. Okay? Now our reads are going to be going to the left, X, and R1. I'm going to look for X. X is going to be open. Ooh, Jalen Ramsey. Almost. Now I have to give shout outs to my boy Bikoyo for putting me up on this. You can motion this guy out and then put him on a slant, motion him back. Now you have a slant from the tight end position next to the tackle. And your reads going this way are just going to be X and R1. Okay? X, as long as you have a decent tight end, he'll get open. And then we'll show you the reads to the what's the name. Now, motioning that guy out, whenever you put him on a read for that second setup, I'm giving you in all these plays, it's going to be very important, guys, because now when you motion him out, you can put him on that slant route, and that slant route is not possible when he's right there on that line of scrimmage. And then just going to the right, the same thing as before. You guys are going to read square, triangle, and circle. That's it. Okay. Square, triangle that time. We finally got triangle in there. Square, triangle, and circle. We'll throw this one play touchdown on them real quick. Now, sometimes because that streak is not there, that circle receiver is going to have some issues sometimes because that safety is going to be there. So just be careful of that. Okay, so we're going to look for circle, but again, circle is just going into territory where it's defenders over here. And we're still able to get it off, and I overthrew it. But that's how you read that for the second setup. For the third setup, we're just going to curl the square receiver, just like that. And we're going to motion him over. When we motion him over, our reads are going to be square, X, and circle. Square, X, and then circle. It's a really nice little scheme because if you've ran it a certain way, they'll be expecting certain things, but you change it up on them a little bit and you run this. And then square this time. And then lastly, you do have that circle receiver wide open. So you're attacking both sides of the field. It's a really good combination that I think really works well. And I'm messing this up big time. And we'll see if circle is open. Circle is going to be open right there. And that's the 3 setups for verticals, guys. Let's move on to the next play. So this is the next play, PA curls. I have 3 setups for this one. I like to run this one in the red zone. You can run it on the field, but I like to run in the red zone like 10 yards out. Regular stock, the first setup, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to read circle, triangle, and then circle, square, and then triangle on the left. Okay? So we look for circle. Circle is going to be open. And I like to run this in the red zone because you'll see if they're in any type of zone play, as long as they're not usering, this square route is usually wide open. It's usually wide open. As long as they're not using that, if they're in any type of zone, he'll sit in that open area. And then you also have that triangle route, which sometimes is open, which he was open right there. And then I like to run it to that, what's the name, if they're any type of man defense. Especially when you're like about right here. When they're man defense, this X route is going to be wide open. Okay, we'll run it a few times. This is not a man, this is a zone. But you still see that we can hit that X route. And I score a lot of touchdowns with that. So I use this play in the red zone within 10 to 5 yards. See this X route right here? It just gets behind that coverage and it gets really good. We'll go back and we'll give some more space to run the rest of the setups. That was the setup 1, the one I like to run in the red zone for PA curls. All of the setups and everything is in the description below in the video. Timestamps for every play breakdown and every setup. Just go check it below, guys. But let's get into the setup, the second setup. The second setup is we're going to slant the triangle receiver, okay? And then you're going to out route the R1 receiver. Alright. Like that. And then your reads are just going to be R1 and triangle going to the right. Okay. We're going to look for R1. He's going to be open. We also do have that triangle route coming over also. So let's try to hit that. Come on, you can get open. You can get open. Okay, you also can drag or streak that tight end. You can do that if you want to do that too. Sometimes he gets in the way, but R1 is open. Let's get him. We might score a touchdown on this one. We almost did. But that's that second setup. And then going to the left, your reads are just going to be that circle and then square. So we're going to look for circle and then square. Remember, if any type of zone play, that square route is going to be open. Just like that. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. Didn't like it. Come on, someone get open. Circle. Okay. But anyway, and you can hit that square if they're in any type of zone. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll move on to the next setup. This is a man defense. If you pass it quick, you can get it to that square receiver in man defense. Okay, for the setup number 3, you're going to drag or slant square. We're going to drag them or slant them. We're going to drag them this first time, and then we're going to leave everything else the way it is, and we're just going to go motion him over. Okay? motion him over, and our reads are going to be square and then triangle. Okay? Square and then triangle. Easy as that, guys. It's just something different to show him something different. Let's slant him this time. Motion him over. Look for square. Square is going to be open right here. Square or triangle, guys. Let's hit triangle once. Easy as that. Let's drag him this time. And just change it up. Just do different things. Do different things. Okay. Get up square. Get up square. Get up square. Wow. Wow. Don't you love Madden, man? Don't you love Madden? Come on. Be in the zone so we can hit triangle. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So that's the reads for the third setup. Let's get into the next play. Also, just to mention, I didn't motion that tight end out. But, for instance, for when we had him on that streak route, and then we were going to slant triangle and out route R1, before I did that, motion him out. Just motion him out. Getting used to when you're putting him on routes, motion him out, because it's just going to add to the scheme when you put him in that slant route. Okay, so we'll do the same reads, R1, and then that triangle. But then let's get into the next setup. Here's the next play, flood. A really nice play. We have 3 setups for this one, guys. Now this one, I really like to run the first setup in the red zone with 20 yards to go. And we just leave it the way it is. We're going to read circle, triangle, square, and then X. Okay, circle, triangle. Triangle is going to be open if we just wait it out. And then X. Now X, if they're running any type of man defense, that's going to be open pretty good. Like right here, when they're doing stuff like that, that type of defense, X is going to be open. You can pass lead that down, especially if it's a man type of defense. But we're just reading circle right here. Everything is covered. X was open, but we didn't have time. Now, if they're blitzing, you can block that running back and still just do your... See, this is a man defense. That X, against a man type defense, that's always going to be open. Unless you have a user playing underneath on that. But it's just circle. Circle gets open pretty good against certain defenses. Circle, triangle, square, and X. And I'll show you that every once in a while, if they're doing some type of defense, that square route is going to be an easy one-play touchdown. And it just flows with the way you're reading circle to triangle. Circle, triangle, and they're just leaving triangle open all the time. But it's really, really easy. I want to show you this one where we get square open. Right here. It's not happening. It's not happening. We do have this bailout of R1, but by the time you break down, if it's like that, run with the quarterback. Get out of there. Okay, Jalen. Was that Jalen? I think that was Jalen. Don't play with Ramsey, man. Circle, triangle. Let's hit circle. Come on, block. Let me get this touchdown. Almost. But that's the first setup. And for some reason, we didn't get a chance to hit that square route. We'll just try it just to be crazy. But anyway, that route will be open sometimes. And it just flows like right here. It's going to be open. There we go. Okay. It just flows with the defense when you're reading that circle, triangle, square, X. Now, for the second setup, we're just going to motion this guy out. And we're going to leave him here this time. And our reads going to the right are going to be X and then R1. So we're going to look and see if X is not open. We're going to go to R1 and just pick up our yards. X will be open against certain defenses. Just be careful of the type of zones they're playing. Okay? For some reason, that square is on a drag. I don't know why. See how X gets open against man defense? Just like that. And then for the third setup, you're going to slant or drag square. That's it. And motion him over. We can hit square or R1. We can wait for square right here. Okay. I like to change it up if I run a slant or anything like that. And you also can just leave this on. Either put him on a slant or just leave it on. It works good too. But when you do that, he has to go all the way over there. But it just helps. Okay? And that's your reads. You're going to read X. Okay? Leave him on his route. Motion him over. Let him sit. Read X and then R1. Just like that. Simple as that, guys. Really, really nice play. Really, really nice play. They can't guard everything. You can put him on a streak. Motion him over. We can look for X. So it's different things you can do with this PA curls, guys. I really like just reading it like this. It's pretty good. So a lot of great things you can do with this play. See? Give me that. Mama scored a touchdown. Where's my go-go girls? Let's get into the next setup. This is the next play, the halfback slip screen. Okay, we have 3 ways we can run this play. We can run it regular, normal, just pick up our yards. Get off me, Ramsey. We can just pick up our yards. And then you can also run this play with the motions in there. We can motion that tight end out, and we can leave him out, or we can motion him back in, depending on how you want to do it. And then you just keep running this play that way, and you'll do pretty good that way. Get off me. Oh. And then you also can motion that wide receiver over. So there's 3 ways you can run this play. They don't know if you're running or if you're passing in this play. But as you see, you can take these for touchdowns. Get off me. Mama scored a touchdown. Where's my go-go girl? So here's the last play, curl flat. Real easy setup. You just streak X, and then you look for circle or R1. Now, if they're in any type of zone or if they're blitzing, R1 will be open. But most of the time, if you have time and they're blocking and you put your fastest receiver at that circle spot, it'll be an easy one-play touchdown. Easy, okay? That time we kind of got hit. We didn't get the ball off good, but we'll get it off. This is a blitz. We pick the blitz up. We can easily overthrow and wide open touchdown. And you want a guy there that at least runs a 93 speed. The faster, the better. But I do really like the way that running back comes out of that backfield and he's open. We'll throw this one more time and I'll show you the other 2 setups. Okay, we missed it. But the other setups, you can block your tight end and then you can streak that square receiver. Okay? And then you just motion him over and you let him play. Okay. We got to start this over. Hold on. There we go. Now, we can block that tight end and we can motion him over and let him be that streak instead of that tight end. And you can still hit that circle for an easy one-play touchdown, guys. Just like that. And then the last thing you can do is you could streak this tight end or put him on an out route, whatever. You can motion him out. And then I'll block my running back. And you can do the same thing with this. Okay? You can do the same thing with that. Just like that, guys. Really, really easy setup. The last setup, you can slant that X receiver by motioning him out and bringing him in. You're not going for the one-play touchdown right here. Your reads are just going to be going to the left, X, and then triangle, okay? Triangle's wide open, or you can go to X. We'll do it X one more time, and then that concludes the scheme, guys. We can motion this guy out, slant him, bring him back in. Let's block that running back so we'll get some time, and we're just looking at X and triangle. Triangle, no. X, no. Everybody was covered. Everyone was covered. Everything you need to know about this game is in the description below. Definitely. Timestamps and everything. Go check it out. It's your boy, Wayne6578. Yep, I'm outie. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll hit him with one more touchdown real quick. It's your boy, Wayne6578. Yep, I'm outie. But I'll be back.